Is Valentine's Day. And like other significant dates on the calendar, such as Christmas and the Super Bowl, it's going to be different this year for a lot of people. This pandemic year, a special dinner or a warm hug might not be in the cards if the object of your affection is outside your household. But there's always a chocolate, in part thanks to the labors of people like Daniel Terry, President and CEO of Denman Island Chocolates, who joins us on the phone. Daniel, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Gregor.
What has the workload been like leading up to Valentine's Day?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm extremely fortunate to be getting a warm hug and a special meal on Valentine's Day because my partner, Annika, is in my bubble.
Oh, there you go. That's good news.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of people out there who we really feel for.
Yes.
This year, it's been really interesting the past year. I think we spoke to you guys about a year ago, and everything's been pretty unpredictable. One of the things that no one really foresaw was that hearts have really become the emblem of what I'd call, COVID resistance.
Yeah.
And
so they have.
Yeah, and so it just kind of started with people putting up, images of hearts on their social media, or they put a heart in their window.
Yes.
And it just kind of, so what's happened with us is we've been selling hearts through the year to individuals and to retailers all over the place. And come Valentine's, we didn't have enough. So we actually had to really scramble to try to catch up, and we weren't able to catch up to demand, but we did our best, and we're actually still sending hearts out today. Hopefully that'll get to people in time.
But boy, this is better than the other alternative, though, isn't it? I mean, that you would have, that your demand would have dropped off a cliff and nobody would want your product.
Well, the first few months it was like that because we were bleeding out the accounts that we normally sell to. So an example would be university bookshops and stuff like that. Obviously, they weren't really happening.
Yes.
Our biggest account usually is BC Ferry's gift shops. They're still more or less on hiatus.
Okay.
And so we were kind of scratching our heads wondering what was going to be happening. But, you close one door, you open another door, and, we're just, like everybody else, we've been pivoting like crazy. Sometimes, it seems to be 360 or 720. It's round and round, but we're getting used to it.
Has it all evened out in general? And I mean, have you been able to keep business roughly you've been all over the place, but roughly at the same level or enough to keep most of your staff?
Yeah, I would say at the beginning, if you look year to year, we're down a little, but certainly in the last, probably since September, we've been really busy because it's kind of like people at the beginning, it's like, I'm going to have to not think about chocolate. And then and maybe a few months down the road, they thought, that wasn't a great idea. I'm going to get back into it. So we've certainly, found that people still want our products, which is, wonderful to think that we can help them, in difficult times. And we've had people say to us, you're the one thing it's keeping me sane right now because they can't do all the regular things. They can't see all their regular friends and family, but they can still have a chocolate bar or a heart.
But as you say, if you're not selling them in in a lot of the same places anyway, does that mean that your sales have just picked up elsewhere in grocery stores and so on?
Yeah, so for example, in Victoria, there's a lovely little grocery store at Halting Corners, and in talking to them, they're killing it because people are they seem to be focusing more on their local experiences. So stores like that, we're seeing an uptick. We're selling more stuff online. We've got a wonderful woman who works for us who does our social media and also built a beautiful website that's very retail friendly. So people are buying stuff off that, and we do special packages for Christmas and Valentine's and things like that. So it's really, we're finding that where there's been a void in sales, it's being filled in another place. And certainly like grocery stores they've had a great year of it, and they're continuing to do that.
Yeah, so I'm looking at your website right now, denmanislandchocolate.com. A lot of retailers seem to have been, either forced or had strong incentive to improve their online presence. How are you feeling about your online presence right now?
Well, that was, to be honest, Gregor, that was long overdue. And one of the wonderful catalysts was, as I mentioned, this woman who works for us who's just extremely digital savvy and is very creative as well. And COVID was just kind of the incentive that we needed to kick that up. And we had a lot of downtime in March, April, May, June, and we were able to focus on that and get that up and running. And so for a lot of people who haven't, normally been able to get our stuff, and it's nice, they appreciate the opportunity to get it, to order it, not through Amazon, shall we say.
Now, there has been a lot of move away from Amazon. Well, notwithstanding the huge rise in Amazon profits, but a lot of people have been trying, Daniel, to support local business during the pandemic. How have you seen that impact your business?
Well, I have to say that when we drop stuff off at the post office, we do see a lot of those boxes with a smile on them, or whatever that logo is.
Yeah.
So it's still the biggest game in town, but we're finding that people are not just paying lip service to wanting to support local or small businesses. I think people are really seeing a desire for connection of some sort. And if they can't have that physical warm hug, they want to get that feeling in another way, that feeling of kind of shared feeling around something. Chocolate's really good about that, and we've got a strong customer base that feels like we're part of their family. And so for us, that just kind of continues to build, and the website and social media is a way of doing that. Our social media thing is hilarious because most of it's not about chocolate. Most of it's like, look at this beautiful sunrise. Or we do Fungi Friday when every day, every Friday we have a picture of something interesting in the forest. So it's just about having a conversation with people and feeling included in their life, and vice versa. Yeah,
but you know what, though? I'm looking at your website, and it is making me hungry. And it's probably not the best time of day for it.
Chocolate time yet?
Yeah, I don't. What is chocolate time anyway?
In the morning, so anytime's chocolate time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take your authoritative word on it.
That's expert advice, Gregor.
Yes.
Yeah, you can follow that. Your doctor would agree, I'm sure.
Daniel, thanks for joining us. It's good to talk to you again.
Pleasure, Gregor. Have a wonderful day.
Daniel Terry is president and CEO of Denman Island Chocolates. It's 26 minutes after 8. This is On the Island on CBC Radio 1, and here's Sarah McLaughlin.